it's Michelle with the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 5 of Scrap-O-WEEN and it is Trick or Treat Tuesday. So today I'm going to be trying a technique I've not used before, using a die as a cut file. I don't have a silhouette or a cameo, but I do have a die cut machine. And so I want to use this die like a cut file and back it similar to other cut files. I have some papers picked out and some bits and bobs, so let's get started. Do you remember learning about foreshadowing in school? This should be some foreshadowing. The difficulties I had getting my die out of the package. So here I am trying to figure out what direction I want the die to turn out in, and I've got this yellow. I love this yellow. It's just some I think basil cardstock that I used on another project, and I'm gonna cut it out and get all messed up with my scissors, and that's some more foreshadowing. And I love that this yellow, how it goes with the yellow color of the leaves in the background of my picture. And this, I think, oh, it's going to be so cute. I'm going to tuck this here and have these bubbles. Or I keep telling myself, they're not bubbles, it's not bubbles, it's just circles. It's not bubbles, it's just circles. So I'm going to make my background. And I'm going to cut out most of this because you've seen me cut paper many times if you've watched any of my other videos. So I've cut it and I've outlined it with the green piece of paper, and I'm struggling a little bit, guys. I'm struggling. So here I'm going to back this cut file, and I've sped this up a lot because I struggle a lot with figuring out, okay, what paper do I want to use? And does this go with my picture? Does it really look silly? Or what do I want to put in it? And also with the size of the prints. Because this is a small cut file, the bigger prints don't quite work. And my hat's off to you ladies who back cut files all the time. You guys are rock stars. This was really a struggle for me. So I'm trying to decide, okay, where do I want to put them? Which one do I want to fill it in? I don't really want two white backgrounds next to each other. So I figure I'll just go ahead and start because I know I want this. So I trace around it. And from the beginning, I kind of mixed up. I really wanted that whole circle, but I only did the little part of it, but it turns out in the end. What I did is I traced it, and now I'm going to trim just on the outside of where I traced. So that gives me a lip to be able to glue my cut file. I'm just going to trim that little divot out there. And next foreshadowing is my glue. It's stopped up, so I have to take it away and clean it all out. I guess I don't use it enough, so the glue dried in the tip. So, first of all, I gotta erase my lines. So I erase the lines off, and then here I go to glue, and no glue. So I have to take that away and clean that out. So here I'm back again. Woo, magic of TV. And so just trace around it, and I like using this one because it has that really small tip so you can get a fine line of glue. Of course, even with that fine line, there's still more glue than you need. So here I am just kind of tapping it up a little bit, and look how cute. Oh my goodness. I totally understand why y'all like the cut files and you like backing the cut files, and now I'm really wanting a silhouette or a cricket, maybe Christmas. Okay, so here I'm trying to decide, was there a leaf? No leaf fit, so I just cut all that out. I do want this blue. I love this color blue. I think it goes really well with my picture. You can just barely see in the background some blue sky amongst all the blown out white from the sunshine. And I'll just do the same thing. I traced it. I cut it out just a little bit outside of where I traced to give me like a lip for the glue. So I'm going to trim that around and put the little divot out and then forget which direction it was going, so I have to turn it around. And it's more of the same. So I'm going to go ahead and skip past all of that. I think at some point, I guess I show you how I just glue this one down the same way as before. Just do an outline and then got to put that pin back in. Make sure your glue doesn't dry out, even though it does with the pin in it when you don't use it enough. And I just tap a little bit of the excess glue off, and then we're going to fast forward. Yay! So look up there in the corner. It's so pretty. I just love how that turned out. But there's a problem. I struggled so much with this layout. I've cut so much out. So I was having a problem. I thought, well, my picture kind of fades away in the background. So I'm going to do like I did in my layout before and use this vellum to back my picture with, because I really loved how that turned out. And I just like the softness of it. So I'm going to do that with this one. And it looks great until you lay it down on the background and then you can't see it anymore. So that didn't really help my photo to stand out. But I'm trying to truck through. Gonna try and get it to work. And get it to work. And I try and I try and I cry. And I go away and come back with something completely different. Because I just could not make that other work. So here I have a whole different background. I'm going to save that other one for a different photo. It'll work really well with something else, just not this one. So here I've sped this up quite a bit so you can see my process. I did take the little strips from when I trimmed the previous background and to make the frame, if that makes sense. And I'm going to use that, so I am using part of that background, even though it's the leftovers. And I'm going to use that to make this shelf. That was one of the things that was really bothering me, I think. My picture just looked like it was floating in the middle of my page with no rhyme or reason. It just didn't feel like it, I don't know, was there. It was just going to float away somewhere while the book was closed. I don't know, but this is much better. I'm much, much happier with this background. So I'm just going to put my picture down on a shelf so it has somewhere nice to sit and it's not going to float away somewhere. And I'm going to use this cutout that says "Grateful for You" as my title. And I love those flowers. And I like the difference between the tiny polka dot, the small flower, and the bigger flower. And here, this little raccoon guy, I'm going to pop him up on some foam. Just kind of trim him out. I do a rough cut, and then I go back with my smaller scissors and shape it up a little bit and glue him down. And I'm going to put him kind of in between the photograph and the cutout there. There he goes. It's so cute. And then I plan on doing a little bit of journaling here on this tab. And I've got some wood veneer leaves. I think these are from Ellie Studio or Elle Studio. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. I've heard some people say Ellie and some people say Els, so my apologies for not saying it right. And here, oh, see, now you can really see the die cut. It's just popping out, and it really helps bring a focal point right to the subject of my photograph, which is my beautiful daughter. And I'm just going to put these little circles. They're not bubbles, they're circles. Even my daughter, who is in this picture, saw this layout and said, "What's with the bubbles?" I'm like, oh me. I like it. I think it's cute. So I'm going to use this die cut up underneath, and I cut it in half so I can use the other part on another layout. And I'm going to write the date on that one. And here I'm just using some of the Scotch Quick Dry glue. I think it works really well for putting the wood veneer down. Those leaves are so pretty. I wished I had some more. I need to go check in the shop to see if they still have them this year. I think I got them last year or the year before. I can't remember now. And here I'm going to use some tabs up at the top, and initially I was going to use the brown one first, but because it's also polka dot, I didn't really like the dot on dot. Although looking at it now, it's not really that big a deal because it's such a big contrast in color. So that's why I used the pink one, but that's okay. So I ended up using all three of those to give a little bit of height, and then I'm going to put this die cut on top of that says Warm Heart. And then I'm going to hem and haw on whether I want to use some Nouveau Crystal Drops. I have 2. And I hardly ever use them, but I want, or no, you know what, I'm wrong. I have 3. And I never use them. And I really want to start using them more because I love all the colors that they come in. And for this particular layout, I end up using the double denim color because that lone blue in the middle of one of those circles, there is some of that blue in the small flowers, but it's not a whole lot. So I want to bring that color a little bit more all around the page. And I do decide, okay, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go for it. And I put them on there. And how I do it is, if you've ever taken a Wilton cake decorating class, I did when I was younger. So I use it like I'm holding an icing bag, a piping bag. And I just squeeze it out and then stop the flow and then do that little circle. And I did that one. It took a little while because it had an air bubble in it. And that's going to do it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sometimes you just have to ditch something and try something else. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you would like to. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video for Pocket Page Wednesday. Bye!